Hello, my beautiful Leos. Welcome to your reading for this month of July. Before I start, I would like to show you these two cards. While I was shuffling your cards before I start the reading, these two fell out of the deck, and we're going to get to them, but we have heavy mental thinking energy here. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Ace of Swords, a new idea and a breakthrough showing up there for you. Let's jump and see what's happening in the cup. There are tears of joy. I keep mentioning these tears of joy in the readings. The other day I read a comment about that. It's somebody mentioned that they're not really having tears of joy, but they're having the tears of despair. So if that's what you're going through as well, this can be also an ending to it because it's not pursuing, it's not coming down, it's not flowing anymore. So it can be the end of those kind of troubling ideas, positions, situations at this moment for you as well. Ace of Swords is a breakthrough, having a revelation, an understanding, a change of mind, or even seeing the truth as it's bare naked, basically, not having any addition onto it. And the Fool coming right after it is a good thing. This is the new beginning that you're going to be stepping into. And let's see how this is going to show up here for you. There's a crowd right there, and I see a crying, actually you can see someone looking like a sad face. Maybe this is something happening in a way that you are letting go of someone or something here in the beginning of the month. This is actually the crowd symbolizes maybe letting go of a crowd of people that you have been engaged for a while, or a situation that is not really serving you anymore, but you're feeling the nostalgia and you're feeling the pain of letting go. Seems like, though, because it's a bright thing, it's a bright crowd or a cloud, let's say. This is going really smoothly. This is something that you need to say goodbye now. You need to move on because there's a new beginning coming forward. And the pathways are opening, 2 different pathways here, maybe even 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. It just keeps continuing. For some of you, this can be maybe you have been traveling the world and you love to stay in a certain place, but now it's not really holding you anymore. It's not really accepting you. The things are not going right. It's pushing you out, basically. And that's why you need to say goodbye to it. This can be an idea. This can be something that you have been working on. For some of you, this can be a relationship that you spent maybe years, but it's not really moving on anymore. It's stuck, and the only way you see is out. So the pathway is going to, either you like it or not, take you away. There are pathways coming forward, and they're bright new pathways. I see a new person even. There's a fish mouth right there. Fish indicates opportunities, money, resources, abundance of the universe showing up here for you. So you're moving towards a new thing. It seems like the second week the fish is showing up is going to be voluntary. It's not going to be forceful. It is going to be voluntary, but you might feel a little, like I said, nostalgia. Maybe you spent a lot of time on this thing and you don't want to leave it behind. But it seems like here there's a new journey waiting for you. You like it or not, you're going to leave it in the past. Okay? Some fears might be showing up because right before I turned on, I actually listened to other readings as well. In another reading, I saw a 9 of Swords coming forward for you. You might have the fear, okay? But still do it afraid type of energy. Might be just calling you passionately. And also, the clarity breakthrough, you see the falcon, the eyes of the falcon are closed at this moment on this card. So will come forward when you decide to remove the mask off of yourself. Okay, if this falcon is your eyes, somebody else that you are actually using in order to see things clearly, maybe an advisor. I see someone right here standing very strongly. This can be your advisor or someone who has been there or doing things for you. If this is maybe financial thing, maybe this is like an accountant that you're asking them to look into things, the details, fine prints. And they're going to remove this cap off of you. They're going to let you see things clearly. But first, Ace of Swords also indicates communication. Swords is communication. That requires you to ask for it. Okay? Pick up the phone and call necessary people, places to ask the questions. Am I on the right pathway? Should I do this? And then when you do, 2 more paths opens. This can be even for some of you if you're looking for a new job, maybe calling up your recruiter or a new company, or like start looking, doing research now. Are you ready for this, or the market ready for you? Can be that questioning part. I initially saw a cup right here, but then I see an eagle actually standing on a pole right there. Eagle or the falcon. I don't know the difference between them, but I know that both actually symbolize the freedom. These are free birds. And so you are opening your wings up here. Maybe you're the one doing the market research. You're not asking for someone. You're becoming the expert and then doing the research here. And that will give you the chance to find a pole that you can stand on while you are resting, because I don't feel like you're rushing into things here. Okay, even though the Fool energy seems like he rushed in and then started to fall off the cliff, but still smelling the roses, by the way, and he is still, even though he is on the edge of the cliff, enjoying the moment. So it seems like here you are already like preparing something to step on. So he probably has something to stand on right under his feet. That's why he's so comfortable. I feel like you're going to feel that comfort as well if you start preparing that leg to stand on, that place to stand on at this time. Okay. Second week can be the timeline. You're going to start preparing that space for you. In your heart, there is an eye. The eye can be someone watching over you. This can be a divine protection, someone like an ancestor watching over you, the angels, or this can be in the literal sense, someone really have their gaze on you, following you. This didn't really turn into evil eye yet, but I feel for some of you, this can be someone tries to copy what you do. Okay, so leave some, formula, some, like, I felt like a food that you're cooking, something that you're making has like a secret ingredient, or maybe a couple secret ingredients. And if you're teaching that, maybe leave one thing out. Or if you're not teaching it, maybe you're making it, but making the recipe or showing the recipe how to make it. Maybe it's time to leave something out. It doesn't have to be food. But if you're the teacher, you need to teach all your tips and tricks. So that's a different issue. But I feel like this is someone who is not really that you intentionally show things. Okay, they might be digging around to find things out. Another way to figure out who this person is actually, or where they are receiving their information, is giving different false information to the people. And let's see where the false information that you give comes out. Okay. So it's not the best strategy, but it's a tricky way to figure things out if you are actually looking for someone who is doing things behind the curtains. I see here there's a person with a big massive nose. Within the 3rd week it shows up here. Kind of looks like he has this sea creature, water creature features. This can be someone, a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio, someone who has water sign energy, light bright aura, and this person is just jumping out of the water, maybe in the situation, is protecting your territory here. Okay, so if you feel defensive, but I don't feel defensive energy here, we're going to see your cards as well. Your place is, your boundaries are protected already, and this actually divine help will be coming forward. I keep saying divine help because I feel like here you are doing something, working. If you're working on something, it is actually going to help many others as well. That's why the pathway is opening smoothly in front of you. Towards the end of the month, there's a legal paper right there, and a flower is blooming. This kind of looks like an axolotl, by the way. An axolotl is peeking. Axolotl is extremely cute, water creature again. However, they're predators. Okay, they're predators to another creature. So This can be someone coming as for help, extremely cute, but can be someone when should not be crossed. But I feel like they're on your side, so you don't have anything to worry. And their like tentacles or the hair kind of looks like sun, and you have sun energy, so I feel like you're going to be aligning with them perfectly here. I'm going to dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. And I see the sun is shining okay and out behind maybe even an eclipse. Or you are having like a solar eclipse right here. You're covering the moon, meaning if there is something hidden, you're covering it from the eye. But then when you look at the other side of the sun is directly looking at the moon. So also another part of it you are eliminating without recognizing. Okay, so when the sun actually hits the moon to the darkness, when you're asking around, researching, or maybe even looking for the truth, you're going to find certain things, and they might not really satisfy you because you're going to find them on the darker side, but they can give you clarity about your next action. There's someone standing here. They have angel wings towards the end of the month. They're popping a champagne here. End of July is the beginning of the Leo timeline. So that can be your birthday time celebration. Also a victory moment happening for you, okay? I'm going to dive into your tarot now. If you have a specific desire, it's good to focus on that. But if you don't have anything specific in your mind, we're just going to go ahead. What's happening with your energy, what you need to know, and action that you can take at this time. We have Queen of Swords. So again, swords, again, logic and mental powers, thinking through things, accepting logical support. This can be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius coming into your life and giving you the advice that you need at this time. But this is yourself currently as well. And it seems like you don't have to give up on the creativity and fun while you are being stoic and logical in your endeavors. So that's the energy that you're embodying. We have here for what you need to know is this too shall pass. Four of Cups energy is we have this guy here disappointed, bored. He wants more in life, but he's not really seeing the clouds they're carrying, the rain that he needs. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling, oh, I don't see the more, where is it? It's not showing up. Four of Cups is a timeline of passing timeline. It's just the things are aligning in the background. The energies are aligning in the background and you're passing this time now. So this is about, instead of just doing nothing or feeling disappointed or bored in the situation, go do something that will really boost the energy, raise your energy high. And this can even be taking on a new intellectual challenge that can really add on to your mental powers as well. What do you need to do for a fresh start? Come up with something to offer. The offering can be yours, or maybe accepting the offers coming to you as well. Something to offer can be offering a compliment, loving idea, or support to someone. And if it doesn't even matter if it's support to someone you know. That the other day I was thinking, when I used to live in New York, and I was in the subway, whenever you go into the subway, it's just a custom in New York. If you're carrying something, someone who comes behind you always helps you out. Always like picks up the bag on the tip of, if you're carrying a stroller, they carry the bottom wheels of the stroller, they always help you. And that's also a way of giving. You don't have to literally just put your hand in your pocket and take something out. That's a way of giving. And that was like the most, actually, I feel like the pleasurable exchange when you think about it, because you're in need there. Or this is the way you can give. And also receiving is important too. There were times when I first moved there, because it's not really in my culture to receive free help like that. So I used to say, no, don't help me. But then I got used to it. So it can be what you can do as an action moment here. Give and receive, okay? Without feeling guilty about it, without feeling sad about it or angry about it, give and receive freely, okay? And the spirit wants you to know that there's going to be a decision moment coming forward. And if you don't make the decision, if you don't choose a side, pick a side, or make a decision, maybe you have two options and select one, it's going to happen. The decision will make itself, but it can turn into a duel here, okay? Something that is going to be mentally challenging for you at the end of the day, because and after that we see like the Ace of Swords, the Fool coming forward. Eventually you're going to start something new, but you can control the process here if you make the decision, okay? Or maybe you can feel in control, and Justice comes forward after that. Yeah, the karma will serve you. You're going to receive your heart's desire, whatever that you're intending, that will show up. But like I said, it can maybe prolong the process a little bit. Self, currently we have with the Queen of Swords, okay? Follow your logical pathway, your mind, and dictates you, but not in the sense of limiting yourself too tightly in that box, okay? Four of Pentacles is limitation. That can create a limitation. If you do not allow any fun, any intuitive guidance in there, that can put you in a box. What you need to know is with the Four of Cups, okay, so if you get stuck in that moment of boredom and disappointment and the things are not moving as fast as you want to be, when the desire comes forward, you can put yourself under a heavy weight of work, okay? So if you're in the flow and doing other things where the life leads you and you follow them, it seems like it is going to apply to other things that you want to experience as well. And I see the Ten of Wands is, yeah, when you align this, like, get out of the zone that you are not really seeing the results coming, and not put yourself into the heavy work. I need to do a lot to receive what I want. We have Four of Wands here. Four of Wands is a victory. Four of Wands is a celebration, a wedding, a coming together with the loved ones, completing a cycle. This is the finish line. And if this cycle is taking on a challenge when you really need to occupy your mind and working on that diligently, putting all the weight on your shoulders, if that's your timeline, you're turning that around. You're finishing that timeline. You're just going to be doing everything easily and aligning with your desires easily. And the action we have, Six of Swords, is walking away from choppy waters to the calmer shores. And I feel like even giving up on doing things the hard way. That when you give and receive freely, receiving freely is extremely important as well. You're going to be able to get the justice, get what's actually your heart is desiring faster. The guidance is Three of Cups. So like I felt here, either way you're celebrating, either way there's a success coming, but making a decision sooner is going to bring that to you faster, I feel. Okay. And this can also be choosing someone, choosing something, choosing yourself first, putting yourself first. That choice can be putting yourself first. Now we're going to get to your oracle. This is actually, we have the loving women coming forward in the present moment to you. This can be someone who is coming forward to support your cause. So if anyone shows up with help, and we have the Queen of Swords energy here, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, they might offer you some, maybe even organizing your paperwork, because that's what they are very good at. They're very logical. They have great conversations, so they can really express things very well. So it can be a loving woman showing up at this present moment to take care of these things for you. And maybe you can even be that energy of maternal energy and take care of yourself. The past we have here, travel. The past maybe called you to travel from where you are to a new place, or maybe from choppy waters to the calmer shores. And maybe you haven't followed that path yet. You are hesitant. Maybe you're feeling like that is going to lead you to more work, but let's see how it's going to affect the present. We have it behind the mask. What's going to happen is the true intentions are going to show up. Like it's going to be revealed when you actually accept that offer of travel from where you are to a new place, okay? Behind the mask, I feel like here can reveal the intentions of others and also your true intentions of why you want certain things, okay? And finally, I have here with the behind the mask a healing light coming forward. So when this mask falls off, when their true intentions, the people, the situation reveals itself, this is going to bring a massive healing to your life. Okay, it is going to maybe even heal like generational things that you have been carrying, or maybe years of things that you have been carrying. I'm going to get to your second oracle now. I ask the best advice or guidance for my beautiful Leos through unconditional love. Thank you. Let's see which animal. We have the seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. Guys, this is coming forward twice, the healing light and the emotional healing. So I feel like the healing will come forward about this being bored, being disappointed, not receiving the way you want the things. Whatever it is that happened in the past, that's going to come to surface, so you can pick it apart, maybe through a woman or through travel, stepping into an unknown, doing something different than what you usually do, and pick it apart so you can see what is the components that is actually carrying this thing this long. If you pick it apart and pick out that core of that thing, it is going to diminish. It is going to start allowing a lot of good energy to flow to you when you diminish that thing that is blockages. Okay, I'm going to pull your affirmation for this month, and we also have new moon energy, which is a good time to manifest your desires. I'm open and receptive to all good. I love that. I deserve to live in the atmosphere of joy and acceptance. I love this for you guys. All right, my beautifuls, that's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. If this reading touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tap the bell so we can keep walking this journey together. Your energy means the world here, and until next time, take care of your beautiful soul. I wish you all a magical day. Bye.